Alright, back with Mali. So, let's just go ahead and unpause because we've got time to pass through. We've got some more uprisings in now. Good timing. Army's already on it though. Dealt with. I forgot to check. Did our unit model update? I feel like now that we're wearing chainmail, I would say probably did. Yeah, see, you're the old school unit. They did update. Cool. We're still not doing Truett. We're still waiting for money to come in. We don't have any more rebels for a little while. I wonder if there's any autonomy work we can do. No, because there's a whole bunch of cooldowns we need to deal with. Oh man, the autonomy is so high. We're still not making any gold. The deficit is going down though. I think that's mostly actually because of trade. Interest is at 6. Could probably do with decreasing that a little. I wonder if we should try to pretty much purposefully fall back a little bit in terms of tech. Now, do we have any way of Renaissance spreading to us? It would have to be through Tower, and only once they've actually got it in Sorora. So I think... I mean, the first level doesn't feel like it's going to be that bad to adopt, and it's going to give us an idea group. That's important, because I really want to get economic ideas as soon as possible. Start very slowly repaying loans. I mean, at this point, I would be paying off... I'd be using debased currency to repay loans. I mean, I could refinance a bit, I guess. Like, we'll repay that. Make sure that we don't repay any of the zero interest. Hang on, we should have a bunch of zero interest. What happened to them? We never got the loans. And yet we have the indebted to the merchant guilds, which I can immediately remove. I'm just going to back off. I think that's because I was at my limit. You need to have enough capacity to actually get the loans. You can't just go over by 5. Temptation to go explore the New World, establish a Brazilian colony. I mean, one of the things I am tempted to see about America is how America has changed with 1.32. Like, I've run a bunch of background test games where you just let the AI play against itself, as was outlined in the dev diary. I do that myself in observer mode. It's interesting watching what the AI does. And it's definitely improved, significantly. Alright, so we want to repay that. We want to debase currency to give ourselves a little bit of flexibility in terms of repaying other things. We want to repay anything which is small, like that one. That one. Oh, we're actually at our loan limit. We can't take any more. Like, the limit is actually going down as we're repaying these loans. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're reducing the interest overheads at least. We'll just have to keep extending. So we can't refinance. Our economy is that weakened right now. Actually, you know what? Yes, do keep coring. That is useful. Does mean it's going to put us back a little bit in terms of the admin. You know what? No, we are going to dev up. We'll do it where it's cheap. This is one of the new tracks, I think. It's pretty good. Am I playing on very hard? No, I don't like playing on very hard because it really restricts what diplomacy you can do. Off you go. Fortunately, we have no forts over there, so this is actually going to be an area with separatists. Traveling minstrel. Half price, stability cost, advisor. Nope. Definitely can't afford those right now. It's just normal. Playing as Mali is playing on very hard. Yeah, kind of. Mali is definitely one of the most challenging nations in the game at the moment. Cores are coming in. Continue converting, but I honestly don't see the point right now. Wonder how hard it would be to play as Air. I've been thinking of doing that JoJo's achievement. Air have also... They have a mission tree, don't they? No, Air Raids is a Songhai mission. One of Songhai's things is to deal with air. So you'd be kind of like Mali, you'd be up against the big boy fairly early. What's the autonomy in the gold provinces? 100%. Like, we have so much autonomy, it's ridiculous. Because the disaster's constantly ticking up autonomy, and we are now paying for that. If I could decrease it, I would. But I've already decreased it everywhere I could. It's still 100, which means it ticked over 100. Does Origins introduce any new formidable nations in Africa? Yeah, loads. That was a new spouse. 255, not bad. 325, that's 10 points, that's above average, it's fine. Kong separatists. Let's go and move you to Yatenga and have no. Let's move you down to Kong. So that we can deal with the rebels wherever they may rise. Any that Mali can go for. I have a feeling that Mali and Ethiopia are endgame tags. I know Ethiopia is. There is a dev diary on the formables from 3 weeks ago, I want to say, which outlines them all with the new stuff. Centralized edicts for the minus 0.03 autonomy growth. The problem with using edicts at the moment is I can't afford them. I'm at my... Oh no! Success! We are no longer at the loan limit. We can have up to 18! Right, let's debase again, see if we can pay off something else. Because now I know if I can get down to 13 loans, I can take out a really cheap loan. So let's just go ahead and switch out those. And I will debase to do this, because we're going to make enough money eventually that we can pay off the corruption quickly. How many is that? We're at 14. Yep. Alright, now we're going to have a word with the merchant guilds. You know what, before we do this, we're going to save. No, it's 5. 5 loans, not 4. It's 5. 5 loans. Let's get rid of one more. Usually this is an absolutely terrible idea, by the way. Never, ever, ever refinance your nation through taking debasing, unless you're an Islamic nation. They're like the only ones who can do that. Otherwise it takes you too damn long to recover. It takes way longer to recover from debasing than it does from interest. Right, now we're going to go into here, then merchant guilds, then indebted to the merchant guilds. There's the money. And then we can use that money to refinance all of these loans which are paying interest. One more. One more. We just decreased our costs from 10 ducats a month to to 1 ducat a month. I'd say that's a success. I'd say that's a really big success. May have overdone it even for a Muslim. 25 corruption, yeah, maybe. I mean, overextension's still paying into that. We'll see. I'm still fully expecting to be wealthy enough that I can just get rid of it really quickly just by paying it off. You can form Israel with Mali. I mean, other nations, at least in Africa. If you somehow convert Jewish, yeah, maybe. Israel, Axum, Great Zimbabwe, Qatar, Nubia, Somalia, and Roswy, rather. After beating the Kong rebels, you may want to get rid of your expensive cavalry. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Now that we're not actually fighting anyone, that may be an idea. Although, we still have a manpower problem. And if we get rid of the cavalry, then we're going to be using more manpower because infantry die faster. As we look to centralise the state, we inevitably infringe on the autonomy of the urban dwellers who have always existed under a different code of rules than their rural brethren. The cities actively resist pressure to be brought under more uniform rules and regulations and demand that these old rights be respected. I'm definitely not losing stability. So government reform it is. Cores are still happening, and that's everything being caught, right? Yes. Sweet. 0.5 ducats. And some of these new Songhai territories are probably going to be some of the most productive because their base autonomy is going to be a lot lower. Because it won't be 100. .03. We're almost in the profit. Almost. Popular religion. There's always been some discrepancy between the religion actually taught and defended by the ulema and the actual faith of the people in the provinces. Most of the time, the differences are small enough that the ulema chooses to ignore them instead of focus on and reinforce the more orthodox spiritual ideas of the people. It seems, however, that certain ideas are quite unorthodox if rooted in old traditions and have begun to spread together with the Sunni faith amongst the non-Sunni subjects. The resulting mix of old heathen ideas, popular superstition, and the actual Sunni itself has been quite too much for the ulema's stomach, even if it seems to make a conversion a much more attractive proposition for the heathens. So we can become more tolerant. Ulema gains loyalty and influence. Dhimmi loses it. I mean, we don't do anything with Dhimmi, so yes, we'll do that. Why is corruption different for Islamic nations? Because you have the mysticism legalism, and you can pay off corruption by using piety. Like that. And there we go. Lose 2 corruption. So every time piety climbs up to 75, you can just pay it off. We're down to 23. But you lose legalism. Comes back. There are loads of events which boost legalism. I've not had a problem with that. And our limit is back up to having 20 loans, although at the moment we only have 10. We've actually done a really bloody good job of refinancing here. Ah, impressive. And none of these loans are due in for another 2 years. Because we paid off all the more recent. Is this with Origins? Yep. Uh-huh. Want to do a very mysticism heavy campaign, but it's harder. I mean, I started out as Mali going mysticism because they give morale. So I wouldn't say it's harder. It's military versus economy. That's what the balance is. Legalism is all about the economy, mysticism is all about the military. Because you also get manpower recovery, right? Missionary strength, morale of armies, fort defense, and then the dhimmi. Versus national tax, national manpower. Okay, manpower's legalism. Tech cost, and ulema. Money! We're making it! Slowly but surely, but there you go. The recovery has begun! Sire, we built a catapult that can send a warrior from Mali all the way to France. What country you end up in depends on the Angola approach. I don't get it. I'm chuckling, but I don't get it. Ooh, that's really helpful. Maul the First, you are a good king. Unhappiness amongst the ulema. The angle of approach. And that's related to Angola, how? Oh, angle of approach. That's a bit too far away. Differing opinions and interests over religious and secular matters between our government and the ulema have spilled over and become a significant source of conflict. The ulema are now making demands for changes in policy, failing which they will withdraw support of the Grand Musa. So we can gain mysticism and lose their loyalty, or we can spend a bit of prestige, which we have quite a lot, and gain a bunch of legalism. There we go, we just gained another 20. See, that was funny. That joke was followed by dead air. Alright, let's declare war on air. They deserve it, I'm sure. We don't have a CB, and they really like us, so maybe not. Oh yeah, we're allied. Of course we are. Land technology research useless. Several prominent men in the country are pointing out that the path we are going down when it comes to army research is utterly foolish and will amount to nothing. I think I would like to lose the prestige. And we are going to... that requires more money. You know what? Never mind. It's fine. And there we go. I would actually say that things are pretty freaking stable right now. Really, really impressive progress. I knew a recovery would be quick. I called it. We're on the edge for so long, but then Mali's true potential is really shown. And now these guys can be responsible for protecting this whole region. Cool. Cool. That's true. How am I... How's the money situation? We need to take the coast. We also need to integrate Jolof. Which we can do. Make it happen. Bartering increases. While the poor state of the Malian currency is becoming ever more troubling for us, the common people have started to look to other solutions. Many are growing wary of the use of money and avoid it where possible, reverting to old means of trade, like the barter system. Perhaps their concerns are misplaced, but if we do not act swiftly, we may lose the grip on the economy and the country itself. I will take the autonomy hit. Because what's a little more autonomy? It can't hurt us, right? Fulo gets done. And let's go here, coral. That's another stated area. So why is the autonomy here so bad? Okay, so autonomy can't go lower than 11. Good to know. Crown land ownership, minus 0.2. So it's actually stagnant. It is completely stagnant because of the Crown land. Aha. So yeah, we need to start seizing land, which it is currently safe to do. Except for the Dimmy. Of course, except for the frickin' Dimmy. You're next to Jen. Let's do... You're going to go all the way anyway. It's fine. We'll lose a bit of space over there to the particularists. Merchants are at 30. Income is positive again, and memos where we were looking. Autonomy dropping. Finally. Because we don't have 0 ownership, we only have a little bit of ownership. Yeah. Okay, good. And then you can go back to autonomous rebel suppression. Just to prevent them from rising too quickly again. Like so. Okay, fantastic. Truce with Songhai and their friends has just ended. We could go and conquer Songhai while they're drilling. Oh no, they just stopped. AFK for a few minutes and now there is a plus in front of your income. It's a miracle, I know. It's rising. We refinanced our loans, sorted out our interest. We're actually getting some gold income now for a change. Absolute madness. Why is it only going down to 90? It's not. We're almost making a whole ducat. Cities demand old rights. As we look to centralize the state, we inevitably infringe on the autonomy of the urban dwellers. No. With corruption ever on the rise in Mali, an increasing amount of livestock has been disappearing from our legitimate trade networks into the black market. While some blame too restrictive regulations and tariffs, part of the problem is clearly that these crimes are simply too easy to get away with. When silence is easy enough, secrets to keep, and those secrets are growing ever more costly to Mali. Don't you have a gazillion gold mines? I do, with 100% autonomy. The new madrasa. Prominent citizens of the Niger Bend have made a number of charitable donations for the establishment of a new madrasa in Karabara. They've invited scholars not only from the widest Niger Bend, but also from Timbuktu and even foreign theologians. So, dev cost, tax modifier, and missionary strength for 10 years in Karabara. Which is... there. Cool. Noble families feud. Violence amongst the leading families within the state is never far from the surface. Recently, 2 noble families have quarrelled in Bur, where the dispute has become so heated the 2 parties seem set to raise arms against each other unless we can settle the issue. Autonomy? Autonomy. We're working on decreasing that now. That's our next objective. Debate over the philosophy of Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi was an Andalusian scholar and mystic regarded by many Sufis as the foremost spiritual master. His pantheistic philosophy of the unity of being viewed with all of creation as a manifestation of God and invited worshippers to see divine beauty in all aspects of not merely the traditional rituals of Islam. Ever since, debates have raged on over the compatibility of this philosophy with the scholarly interpretations of Islam, with some going so far as to label him as an unbeliever. For many Sufis, on the other hand, Ibn Arabi's philosophy became the foundational principle of their religious practice. Now, we too are being asked to take sides so we can gain legalism and mysticism. I think I'll take some legalism, thank you. Oh, I can't do this until next year. That's fine. Every 5 years. Oh, that was the first of the loans being renewed. Prospering times. Oh, to Timbuktu? No, to Kong. Kong is Ivory. Ivory is definitely a production centre. So I'll be having that. And I think I'm just going to continue developing, because the more development you do, the more crown land you get. So Fish is a military spot. Bago is a production spot. Cantor is an ivory spot. Ouagadougou is an admin spot. We've still got a bunch of production. Need to be careful expanding the gold mines too much. I really don't want them to deplete before I get the anti-depletion mechanics going. And there we go. We are now making more than a ducat a month. And that's all of the zero interest loans being redone. And our force limit's now up to 21. 12k stack of troops. So I think I am going to go ahead and increase the number of infantry. And I think I am also going to get rid of the cavalry and we're going to replace them with infantry at this point. I think that was a good call. Because it will pretty dramatically increase the amount of money I'm making. That feudalism thing showing up? Yeah, we've already got it. Renaissance is the more difficult. Although it's actually appearing in... So Aura, as soon as that hits 100, I think I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I'll probably do it now. Do it now? Do it now. Now, is there an uprising chance? There is. That's a little unfortunate. Because if that gets destroyed, then that's very, very bad. Because I can't do this again. The skills of the Empress. Futamata Sol is becoming well known for her interest in the military. She is often seen walking with her generals, engaged in deep conversation, and she's even begun attending the Council of War. At first, it seemed the Empress was simply curious and wanted to learn about military strategy, but recently Futamara Sol has been offering her own advice which people listen to. It is clear the woman is suited for these matters. And then hopefully we can start having technology spreading to us from the north. And speaking of the north, we should probably start improving relations with you. In Morocco, so we can have some new buddies up in Morocco. I wonder if they'd accept an alliance. No. And having an alliance with Morocco might well pull them into wars against, like, Spain, which would not be great for us. And there's the native uprising, just in time. Huzzah the army. Okay, we have enough troops there, that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and recruit a couple more. Because Fuliani is going to rise up soon. Infidel brigands! Oh no, the heir died. Daoud. The quickly deteriorating relations between the state and the dhimmi have resulted in local relations breaking down entirely in some areas. Tax collectors tell tales of convoys vanishing en route between areas dominated by the dhimmi, together with what had been collected. In the cities, the priests and the leaders of the dhimmi agitate against us, and it's become increasingly hard to keep track of our subjects, even within the walls. Even those opposed to dhimmi influence now find that they question our ability to rule. So we lose some legitimacy or we lose some stability. By legitimacy... Doad is dead. Bracknell. That's